So these are two pieces of written music. This is handwriting from Jeff Berlin. He posted this on his Facebook, Bass Education. Excusez-moi. Jeff Berlin, Bass Education group. If you're a bass player, highly recommend joining. Even if you're a non-bass player, just because of his philosophy and pedagogy, you can get something out of it. But he's just a warning, he's not your status quo philosophy, music-wise. A lot of what he says may have you questioning what he's saying, which I love. One of the things he says is that written music is the way, proven over hundreds of years, how academic written music, just like this, or just like this Mike Longo, Student Fundamentals for the Bass. Now, if I may assume that when Mike Longo, the great late Mike Longo, came up with this as a lesson, that he was making an assumption that the bass player probably has all this stuff together. In order to have this, to be able to do this, you have to have certain, this is like college course material. This was taught to a group of college students at Connecticut Western, I believe was the name of the university. And so, why study music? A lot of people are like, well, they're afraid to read music or get into what we would call music theory, because in reading music, there's a lot of music theory, and I'll get into that later. But why should I have this? What's the use of this? And so I'm going to use an analogy of the map or GPS. So if you want to get to a place, you punch the address into GPS, right? It's not as though you would say, well, I don't want to use GPS because it'll take away from my creativity. You use it because you want to get there, right? You're not wasting time. You don't want to get lost. You want to get from A to B. No matter what is at B, you got to get there. You want to get there fast, right? So just like in music, this is a map. This is a map for me, my brain, and my head, and this here fingerboard of the bass, okay? So eyes on these notes to fingerboard, hence the sound of music. This is something academic. This is something that comes from his study under Dizzy Gillespie. This is part of Dizzy Gillespie's pedagogy, believe it or not. We got B flat minor 7, E flat 7. What's the difference between those two? Now I was mentioned theory earlier. That's going to require you to have a little understanding of music theory. And when I say a little, it's because this is a minor, that's a major. And this has to do with nomenclature. Again, like a map, these are simple, just like signs. We call this a key signature. These are 4 flats here that lets you know what key it's in. So that's A flat major. Each major has what's called a relative minor. F minor, A major have 4 flats. Simple, basic music theory in written music. So if I were to say, oh gosh, I better go take a music theory course, put down your bass, go study music theory 101.com, which is great, but it's not really that necessary when you have music theory 101.com or whatever the hell I just said right here in your written bass music. And my bass, this here If you just take the time to uncode these notes. This is a rest, that's a quarter rest, half rest, eighth notes. This is a repeat sign. That's an eighth rest. Bam, wait, bam, bam, bam. One and dun 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 dun. Boom, boom. Repeat. Two little dots. So this is a map. It's a map. You're just learning how to understand and decipher symbols. Okay, bass clef, two dots above, two dots below, and one below, one above the line. The fourth line, that's an F, so that's the F clef, which a lot of people don't talk about. But bass clef, that's a fancy F. Bass clef is a fancy F. And B, E, A, D. That's your order of flats. That's another music theory.com, musictheory101.com. I bet you that's a really good website. Order of flats. You got to know your order of sharps. And this is for improvisational music. Vocabulary, you got to get your vocabulary together, right? Now, what's cool about this is that you got B flat minor 7, E flat 7. Again, like I said, this is college level. So could be advanced, could be beginning for you, depending on where you're at. But you could say, well, is it this first chord is a B flat minor 7? Does that mean it's in the key of B flat minor 7? Is that the root chord? Is that no? No. How do I know that's not? How do I know B flat minor 7 is not the root chord or the 1? Because B flat, the key of B flat only has 3 flats. That's why. And this 4 flats here. Hence the reason it's in A flat major. Logic, reason. If you want to work on logic and reason, in a general sense, music is great for that. I know that this is a second because the 1 would be A flat major. This is lowercase m. That's nomenclature. Music nomenclature. I love that word. It's one of my favorite words, actually. Nomenclature. It's a cool word. Chord spellings. Chord symbols. These are things you can research. Solo, obviously, this is okay. So the next thing that we would talk about is the form of this whole piece of paper and what's going on here. You got to look at this repeat here. What are these here? Okay, this is a different melody, different lick. Ba bum 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 ba bum bum bum. Okay, beat same key. And then down here is something else. Bum, 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 bum. Rest, 2, 3, 4, solo. And this one, I haven't gotten to this. This is something that's like, I'm still working this out. I've been working on this for 6 years, believe it or no, 7 years. 2018. So, one more thing I'd like to say is that these lessons here, which are purely for the bass and the bass neck, really help me out with this. Chord tones, looky here, B flat minor 7. Okay, B flat, he has M-I-N. See what I mean about nomenclature? Minor, he's got, Longo has a M only. All right. So I know that those are the two are the same, and then it goes into E flat minor 7. But right here, that's E flat major 7. So I don't want to really refer to this for this. All right. E flat minor 7, E minor 7. We don't have anything for E flat here. E flat minor. We have E flat minor 7, but not E flat major. This is all minor. Okay, yeah, that's right. This is that's because it's the whole lesson 2 is all minor chords. The last lesson 1 is all major chords, so that's where I'll go to look for this. Or I can actually, you know what? I can write them down. E, F, G, A, B, C, D. All right, E flat. There's 4 flats. B, E, A, D. So G's natural. B, B, E, A, D. B is flat. B, E, A, D. D is flat. All right. That's the 4 notes that I can put, and I could write it out here, but as you can see, this is for a solo. But this is getting into how you break these things down so that you have more freedom later on, whether or not I'm writing something in this key or someone says, hey, let's play something in B flat minor 7. I can take what I'm learning from this. I could take this exercise and transpose it and do it in every key signature. Now I just gave myself a challenge. That would be one hell of a challenge, actually, because there's 12 keys, right? So all 12 keys. So instead of it starting out on B flat, I'd start on, I guess, C. I'd go up to C natural from here. Let's see, circle fifths. How about F? Okay, so B flat to F. You get I could start on C and then go around clockwise or go counterclockwise. But again, the word is transpose. That's transposition. Transpose. So there you have it. There's the music lesson for March 15th, 2025. My name is Eric Zuka. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great one. Happy practicing.